Americans and Japanese. Are tensions fueled by trade disagreements turning ugly? Since President Bush returned from Japan earlier this month without major trade concessions, anti-Japanese sentiment in the U.S. has flared. Auto industry executives condemn Japan for not importing enough American cars while flooding the U.S. market with Japanese models.
We are getting stiffed. And when Detroit gets stiffed on autos, America gets stiffed on trade, period.
A Japanese legislator called American workers lazy, and now U.S. auto ads and TV commercials are lashing back.
Well, excuse us, but the new Pontiac Grand Am has better fuel efficiency, a larger engine, and costs thousands less than Honda Accord or Toyota Camry. Maybe they need a reading lesson.
This week at rallies in Newton, Iowa and Dayton, Ohio, union workers gathered to let off steam. But what began with the smashing of Japanese cars seemed to get out of hand. And in Dayton, at least, both the car and the Japanese flag went up in flames. The question now is whether U.S.-Japanese trade tensions are inflaming actual racist feelings between the peoples of two nations. Racism in its many forms is very much in the headlines these days, and it's the subject of our series next week. In other news, President Bush has been out rallying support for the anti-recession plan he outlined Tuesday night in his State of the Union address. In Philadelphia yesterday, the president urged business leaders to step up the pressure on Congress to approve his tax cut package and to do it within the next 2 months.
People are crying out for help now, and the Congress can move.
One trade group that's rallied quickly behind Mr. Bush is the National Association of Home Builders. They say his tax break plan to stimulate new home construction could mean jobs for more than 400,000 housing industry workers. The Space Shuttle Discovery is home after an 8-day flight of more than 3 million miles. Yesterday's touchdown was at Edwards Air Force Base in California, a picture-perfect landing and right on schedule. For the 7 astronauts aboard Discovery, it was the end of a successful scientific mission. More than 50 experiments were carried out, testing the effects of low gravity on a range of subjects, including plants, insects, and even the astronauts themselves. Next, in the conclusion of our portrait series, a no-holds-barred discussion by girls on girls, and on what they expect from life, from themselves, and from boys.
There's some people you can date that if you see them and they take you to the movies, of course they're going to expect something that's who they are. That's not who I'm attracted to, you know? And there are people who, I mean, you can be with someone that's just different.
Yo, you want to play some baseball? No, thanks. I'm gonna chill. Dude, want to get some rock and roll tonight? Nah, I'm just gonna hang. Hey, man, want to do some skateboarding at the mall? Nah, I'm not into it.
You thought smoking pot would take you places you'd never been. So how come you're going nowhere?
For those of you ready to graduate, this is a time to consider what's next. What do I want from life, and how do I reach my goals? In the past, those have been especially difficult questions for girls, but are they still? Recently in New York, we asked 6 Hunter College high school seniors to share their thoughts with Dr. Nancy Snyderman, a woman who combines 3 successful careers as a surgeon, mother, and medical reporter.
From your vantage point, do you think women have more options now or fewer?
I think we have more options, but I think you have to take advantage of them. I know I want to have children. I know I want to have a lot. I mean, she can tell you about how many times I've talked about I want to have a lot of kids, but I also want to be able to support them. And I do want to finish my education, at least in part, before I settle down.
It seems like there's a lot to do and not so much time to do it. You know.
You guys already feel the time pressures already.
Oh, yeah. High school, there's so much to accomplish while you're there, even just on that level, that, I mean, you really do feel the time pressures.
One thing that's very important to me is to have some time to live alone after college, to learn how to pay my own rent, support myself as an individual, as to know that I can do that, because I think that one of the really important things you have to realize growing up is, the Cinderella myth is really a myth, and you can't depend on some man to sweep you up on a white horse and take you off and keep you comfortable for the rest of your life.
You want to.
Exactly. You should be able to do it yourself. I think that's the uncommon expectation, for women today. And you want to also have some time to experience life for yourself. And to fit in all these things, by the time you want to have children, it's like, I need 10 more years in there somewhere. And then,
well, when you guys date, do you guys sort of pretend that you're not smart?
No.
Do you always put it out there?
Absolutely.
Because the sort of typical 50s, 60s things. Well, don't let them know you're too smart because you'll just intimidate him. Yada yada yada.
If he's intimidated, then he's obviously.
Why should he be intimidated? Because if he's on your level, he won't be intimidated.
If we're on the same, that's where you should be looking.
Someone who's dumb, then why would you want him?
Can you date someone who's less intelligent?
Yeah, you can.
You can.
Would you?
No.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, I guess you. What do you mean? I probably have.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you've gone out. Come on, you guys. Come on. I mean, I don't have to define less intelligent. You guys have figured out when someone thought,
I know. I'll admit.
I wouldn't be with someone who I was saying about, but I might be with someone who, didn't do as well in school. You know what I'm saying?
I expect people to respect my intelligence as much as I show my intelligence. If I behave like a bimbo, then that's the way I expect to be treated. Because I treat people based on what they give me. And if I put out my intelligence there for a man, and if he takes offense at that, well then he can walk on, because I'm not interested in that at all.
When you guys figure out, even though I know you figured out what you're going to study for the next couple of years, but when you sort of look at all the options ahead of you, do you ever look at things and think, I can't do that? Or is there any job or position in the United States you think is unachievable?
I can't say that there's anything that I've consciously said to myself, well, don't even bother to try for that one because you're not going to get it because you're a girl.
The can you have it all question comes up a lot. And I will tell you that, yes, you can have it all. But that my definition of having it all may be different than your definition.
I think it's about choosing what would make you happy, and that's your having it all. It's not going out and finding some generic definition of a woman who's juggling everything that she could possibly do. I think being happy is, you know what I'm saying, and doing everything that you want to do with your life is what it's about.
Yeah. I also think the question really comes down to choice, like whether you have made, whether you've been able to, and whether you've made choices that are right for you, and that will give you the sense of fulfillment of having it all.
It's women that are expected to have it all. It's women who are expected to be the moms, the career people, the giving to homeless, writing the books. Mm-hmm. For so long, women have been the support staff. They've been, the wives who have been, organizing the party so that husband can host his co-workers. And I think the whole idea of, can a woman have it all? Why not? Men have done it.
And that, girls, completes our portrait of you. Today's pop quiz: as a teenager, she led French troops to victory over the English at Orléans in 1429. Can you name this French national heroine who was made a saint in 1920? The answer after this.
You've got your own taste, your own kind of style. There's no one like you who can do what you do with that smile. So what do you say, what do you say?
At Burger King, we don't serve billions, we serve individuals.
Your way, right.